Exclusive video obtained by an APTN investigative journalist shows Scott Anthony, an OPP officer, beating a Métis man with intellectual disabilities in the cells after Ronnie Taylor was arrested on a domestic assault. Kenneth Jackson joins us now to talk about how he went to court to obtain the video. Kenneth, how did you obtain the videos?
I went to court and I convinced the judge to release them to us. But that was the short story of it. The longer story is that I had to, I asked for them and the court wouldn't give them to me. And the Ministry of Attorney General stepped in and forced a judge to decide whether I should have them. That judge ordered me to apply for a hearing, and who then later recused himself because he made that order in conflict because he knows one of the officers or some to that effect. And created this whole cascading effect where I had to go through before a judge. I had to serve the Crown in defense. I had to be a lawyer for a day or two, but in the end, I convinced the judge to release them to us.
How did Constable Anthony Scott try to stop this video from being reported?
In the hearing that I had, where I convinced the judge to release them, he intervened and tried to convince the judge not to release the videos. In fact, his lawyer asked the judge to quash my application and put a publication ban on it. His argument was weak. Judge saw through it and released the videos to me.
And Constable Scott hasn't been charged in this case. Why is that?
He was investigated on multiple fronts. He was investigated internally by the OPP. They found no misconduct. He was investigated by the SIU, which is a Special Investigations Unit. It's the Ontario Police Watchdog. They found they had to meet a certain threshold. There has to be serious injury, sexual assault, or death. They didn't think that Ronnie Taylor was injured enough for them to investigate, but they also didn't see the video. The OPP said that they never requested it, and but the court documents say they were never given it either. So that's still being worked out. But I can say though, since I got these videos, the OPP told me they're reviewing their decision not to lay charges against Constable Anthony.
But he has been charged with another assault. What happened there?
What happened is about 2 months after what happened with Ronnie in June of 2022, so last year, he was involved. Constable Anthony was involved in another arrest where the person he arrested was severely injured, to the point where he was so severely injured that the charges that were laid against him were later withdrawn because Anthony was charged with assault with a weapon and assault causing bodily harm. What they didn't know was that was also caught on video by a local home hardware. So by the time that police found out it was on tape, all the officers involved, this is according to court records, all the officers involved had gotten their story straight. Only the tape proved otherwise, and charges were laid against Constable Anthony.
Well, Kenneth, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much for your reporting on this story.
You're welcome.